What is going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here. Spurs have won at Portman Road 4-1 in a comprehensive victory, which hopefully showed signs of Tottenham's improving form with players coming back from injury. 3 wins in a row now in the Premier League for Tottenham Hotspur. I believe it's the first time since the first 10 games of last season we can say that. So very, very good news. Obviously, Ipswich mired in the relegation zone and looking like they're going to be out of their depth at this point with 5 points adrift, having Wolves won the game. I'm here with Barry to talk to you about what happened in the game. Obviously, we started really sloppily in Ipswich from the first 5 minutes. It could have been 3-0 to Ipswich with the kind of exuberance and excitement of Liam Delap and the way he was bullying Archie Gray in the middle of the park. And you're thinking this could be a long day for Tottenham after 5 minutes. And especially given the way, you cast your mind back to the way we started that Villa game not so long ago, and then you look at the way we started this game, you're thinking it's just going to be one of those days for Tottenham. But we settled down, and we all of a sudden, after about 25 minutes, we were 2-0 up.
Yeah, look, you can't look at his face.
Who got the assist? Who got the assist for the goals? I forgot.
Look at this. Who got the assist? Sonny got the assist.
Come on.
Not only did he get 1 assist, he got 2 assists. But look, yeah, I mean, it never looked comfortable. But just at crucial times throughout that game, Tottenham took advantage. We were under the cosh the first 5 minutes. It could have easily been 2 or 3-0 Ipswich, and then Sonny and Brennan did their thing. Then obviously you put the Kybers on it and said let's hope they don't get back into it as Hutchinson puts it into the net. And yeah, look, Tottenham came out. You said we were going to score 2 goals in that second half against the run of play. Jed Spence, fantastic work from James Maddison. And Jed Spence finished it via deflection, just improving on those 2 man-of-the-match performances. I thought, Kulu again needed that goal. He has been pretty poor the last few weeks, so needed that goal, and you could see that in his reaction. But for me, Danso and Bergvall were probably the standout performances today. And like you said, it's good to be able to bring some players on, but let's not get carried away. It's Ipswich that we've got a big test on Wednesday night.
Oh, Villa didn't beat them last week, so it's not the easiest team to play against, and you have to we still got to beat them. You can only play who's in front of you, and that's exactly what we did. And I think Ipswich provided a bit of a stern test early on, and I think you can see with the lineup they put out, they were planning on really coming for us, and they were planning on really taking Spurs, taking us on and attacking us. And you could see the intent from Ipswich in the first 5 minutes. Delap hit the post and it forced for saves out of Vicario. I think it was a struggle, but once we kind of settled into the game, Son was finding, I thought, in that first half, all sorts of space on that left-hand side. And that was what I was saying during the game. If Ipswich are going to come at us like that, that's all well and good, but we have to show them that if you come at us and leave all that space in behind, we can exploit you. And that's what we did. That's exactly what we did. We maybe allowed a bit too much kind of attacks to go against us, but as soon as we caught them out, we were ruthless and we exploited them. Sonny on the left-hand side gave Godfrey an absolute torrid time down that left-hand side. Godfrey couldn't live with him. He ended up getting booked as well. Son was going inside, he was going outside, causing Godfrey all sorts of problems. And the 2 assists, showed that. First goal, brilliant ball over the top from Archie Gray. Expertly timed, brilliant run from Son, gets to the byline, cuts it back across the face of goal, and there's Brennan Johnson yet again getting in those positions at the back post in the 6-yard box for a tap-in, as he does so often. That was 1-0. And the second goal, brilliant this time, Bentancur, lovely ball in behind. Sonny gets a run on Godfrey, cuts it back this time to Brennan a bit further away from goal. Brennan on his left foot buries the finish, more central in the goal. I think the keeper might be a bit disappointed, but gets his second goal in a similar Brendan kind of Johnson position. And then all of a sudden you're thinking, okay, we've really taken control of this game. We're looking good. And after the first 10 minutes, we really did have control. And what was frustrating is how we allowed Ipswich back into the game with that goal. For all his good play, I thought Danso wasn't great for the goal that we conceded. And I thought he struggled in that moment, it was very sloppy. He gave the ball away on the edge of the box. Ipswich ruthlessly on the transition, played it to Clark, cut it back for Hutchinson. And to be fair to Hutchinson, it's a great finish into the corner, and that gave them a goal back. And considering how they started the game, you're thinking, going into half time, we're going to be struggling potentially in that second half if Ipswich start the game like they did in the second half, in the first half. So I thought the second half was a really weird game. Very, very stop-start. Really few chances, I think, at second half for either side. I thought we were struggling to really play our football. I thought Ipswich were making a lot of fouls and were really just disrupting us. And then I thought as well, not only that, but they had a lack of quality really to hurt us as well. They didn't really do enough to cause us too many problems. And it was a very, very odd second half. We made obviously a few changes in the second half, and I think that made a big difference. Maddison coming on, and I think who else came on? It was Maddison, and it was Odebear who came on, and that really gave us that spark and shot in the arm that we needed, because I thought Son was struggling. I thought we needed that little bit of ingenuity in the second half. Decky wasn't really having it in that game. Johnson's influence had diminished a bit. And I thought we needed to kill off the game. So if we let the game drift, then we'd be in trouble. And obviously we had that warning sign with the goal that was ruled out for offside from the Ipswich player, which was completely free at the back post. And at that point you're thinking, if they would have equalised that point, we'd only have ourselves to blame for allowing them back in the game. But I think the game turned on those subs, and then once those subs came on, I thought Maddison was brilliant when he came off the bench and provided an unbelievable assist for the third goal, for Spence's goal. Brilliant interplay between him, Spence and Odebear on that left-hand side. But the way Maddison wriggled in between three players inside the box in such a tight area, laying it on a plate for Spence, who got a bit of luck with the finish, with the deflection, but I think that the assist he got from Maddison earned that luck, probably you'd fair to say. And then Decky, a lot of people were calling for Decky to come off because he wasn't having a great game, but he pops up with the fourth goal after a brilliant header from Scarlett to set him on his way down the right-hand side. He's 4-on-1. You're thinking he's all on his own. What's he going to do? And he does brilliantly to find the back post, kissing the back inside of the post as it goes in from the edge of the area. Really great finish from Decky. The kind of goal we need to see more from him, because he's got the quality to be scoring those kind of goals regularly. And in the end, it was a 4-1. I think 4-1 probably flatters Tottenham a bit, if I'm being honest. I don't know if it was a 4-1 game. Maybe 2-1 or 3-1 probably is a fair result.
And I think in terms of I guess the other disappointment was Matty's tell. I thought Scarlett did more in the time that he came on the pitch and had more of an impact. Obviously, he got that assist. He was holding the ball up better. Maybe Tell isn't that number 9. Maybe he is that winger. He
struggled.
He's struggling to adapt to life in the Premier League. It's not Germany. Mm-hmm. So look, that's probably the one disappointment. Hopefully, no one's injured or no one's got a knock going into Wednesday. Wednesday's a massive game. Obviously, looking towards that, and then we get a bit of respite. Although we said there's probably not many players that are going to get a rest with the international break coming up, unless, the
international break's not till after the Europa League. It's too late.
So we've got,
and we get a bit of a rest as well, because after City we're not in the FA Cup, so we get a week break pretty much between City and the Europa
Dubai?
League.
Are we going to Butlins?
Don't think we're going to go to Dubai. Another week's hard in training. But look, it was a really good to get the 4-1 win, and it was really good to make sure that we made no mistake today. What I would say about in terms of this performance in the context of the whole situation that we are in this season, I would say again, it was great to get the win, great to score 4-1. I think this performance and result probably is more symptomatic of the quality we have in this squad, rather than any sort of tactical masterclass or any sort of evidence that we're kind of a team that's going to be winning trophies, or convincing anyone that this team is going to be going on a long stretch of wins, or we're going to win Europa League. But from my point of view, definitely, again, similar to United, but maybe to a great extent because it was a bigger win. Definitely evidence of we're improving since the players have come back. Definitely evidence of what a difference it makes to have these players back from injury. Just for the quality, for the energy, you see the difference it makes when we have players to choose from. You saw the difference it makes having Maddison to come off on the bench. You saw the difference it makes Odegaard coming off the bench. You saw the difference it makes having Basuma to kind of seal the game. All these different things. So there's something that we've lacked for 2 months. And you can see what a difference it makes when we have them fit and available and ready to contribute. And I think we're going to get more and more gelled as the weeks go by. I think that the system that we play, the players will get more and more intertwined with it. And I think as the players as they come back from injury and boost their fitness more, the energy will be even more as the weeks go by as well. So I'm personally confident we're going to get better and better. I think the results that we're having at the moment is just the start. That's my opinion. But I'm also have to be open to the fact and kind of have to admit, I should say, that as much as we won 4-1, I think it did flatter us on the day. And if people are still on the fence with the manager, which I think a fair few people are, that win and performance isn't going to be convincing anyone, I don't think, just yet.
No, do you think, Sim, looking ahead to Wednesday, do you think we go and beat Man City at home, regardless of what we've always done against Man City and regardless of how we've always played against them, and you know we've tended to get results against them? If we go and beat Man City on Wednesday night, do we?
That'd be 4 wins in a row.
4 wins in a row,
which would be unbelievable.
I don't know if I want to say this.
How we'll be back? You're saying?
Yeah, I don't know.
I've like, shit, we might be back. Fuck.
But look. Wednesday is going to be the barometer, right? Under the lights against Man City, and then March. Bearing in mind we've had a pretty difficult time of it. March looks quite easy, as in when I say easy at the start. You know, we've got two Europa games, Bournemouth at home, and Fulham away the first couple of weeks.
Yeah,
It doesn't look as difficult as it has been in recent weeks, right?
Right, but look, these are all tough teams. These are all teams that are having good seasons, and we're going to have Europa League football in between these games. And I don't think you can take anything for granted. And I think we need to still show we can play 2 games a week. And as much as we're 3 games in a row in the league having won, we still haven't really proven that. So I think, you know, we can't get ahead of ourselves on that front. But I definitely am really happy that, you know, we stopped the rot of all these losses. I think Ange has at least shown that it does make a material difference. A lot of people were saying, oh, when players come back, it's not going to make a change. I think we've already shown that there will be a change with the players coming back. I think that's already been proven, which is positive in my opinion. I think the fact that these players are making a difference, the fact that we scored goals and we ended up with a big victory against Ipswich side, which I know they're not the best team and they're near the bottom, but at the end of the day, you still need to beat them. And, you know, Chelsea lost to them. Villa drew to them last week, so they've proven they can get results against these kind of teams when they're on their day. And even today, I thought they played quite well in spells, but we had to ride some waves, and we did. And I thought what was great was we started really sloppily, but we calmed down after that start, and we took control of the game. And I think there were some goals, like the first 2 goals we scored were definitely kind of down to the system when it comes to getting Sonny to the byline, getting it across the face, having Johnson in those positions. Those are signs that they're, you know, really listening to Ange and doing what he wants. I thought the second half was a bit of a disappointment, as much as we won the game late on with 2 goals. And I wasn't furious with it. It was just that we allowed the game to become bitty. We allowed the game to be played on Ipswich's terms, and we've done that way too often. And another day with a team with more maybe quality, we maybe got punished for that. And it's not even to say that Ipswich created loads of chances, because I don't think they did. But what they did was they just disrupted us, fouled us, made sure that they were being aggressive, winding us up, and just stopped us from playing our football. And that was quite disappointing. But I did think that changed a bit once Maddison came on. He got his foot on the ball. He added that spark and quality, and he ended up getting that assist there. That took the game away from Ipswich and got the 4-1 win.
So, when are we going to see Maddison start against him? Because
he started last game.
Yeah, but consistently, because we've seen when he's come on, he's had an impact, right? When he's come back, he's had an impact. He's scored the goals. You know, he's come on, scored a goal, assist. You know, he's doing what we expect from a vice captain, but when are we going to see him starting, rather than coming on and having that impact? Do we see him start against City on Wednesday?
Yeah, probably. I think he does. I think we know what he did at the Etihad as well. Got a brace. He loves these big games as well, Madders. So I think he probably does start on a midweek. And if we can beat City as well now, I'm not gonna get ahead of myself and say we will, but if we can, then I think that would be clear evidence that the form is really turning at this point, and we could potentially go on a run and with Europa League coming up and do something good. But yeah, I think that's going to be a big litmus test again on Wednesday where we truly at, because City, as much as they weren't good against Madrid, they have been a lot better in the league recently. They have been turning their form. Their signings are making a big impact in their team. Marmoush is looking good. Gonzalez is looking good. So City's another big test on Wednesday. But we know we can beat them. We've already beaten them already this season, and we beat them to a really big extent. So that will be hopefully we can have a really good game. The big question for me is, what does he do at fullback? Because Spence scored, had a great game. The doggy, I thought, looked really good. Does he keep Power out of the team on Wednesday? I think he's got big decisions. But look, those are for the previews. What I want, in terms of the context of the season, though, we're up to we stay in 12th, I should say, not up to 12th with that win. We have closed the gap on the likes of Bournemouth, on Fulham with that win. Obviously on Villa. They're playing Chelsea now, so whoever drops points, we close the gap a bit on them. We're looking up finally, rather than down.
Four wins could mean we're in the top four. If everyone else loses,
4 more wins, 4 wins in a row. Look, we're 10 points off 5th, which, given the season we've had, we could be further off. Not to say we're going to close that gap, but all we have to do, I've said as well, Chelsea and Bournemouth both suffering really badly from injury problems. Villa have Champions League football. Fulham and Brighton, how good are they actually? If we keep winning, do they have the consistency to keep up with us? So we have to just go on a winning run and see where it takes us. I do think if we can win a few more games and keep up this momentum, then
3rd best goal difference in the league, and with
we do. And
crazy.
I think we shouldn't rule out. We shouldn't rule out challenging for the European spots just yet. We need to just keep winning games. We're not back in the race yet. We're still far away from it. Don't get me wrong, but we need to keep winning. But I think we should keep in the mind that if we do keep winning, that's something to achieve for. It's not gone yet if we can keep winning. Essentially, is my point.
Would you prefer carrying on this run, or would you prefer a Europa League final? If you had the choice right now.
So carry on this run,
on this run as in trying to get as high up of the table.
No, Europa League. I think we got to put all our eggs in the Europa League basket. But what's positive is I do think with these players back now, if we can keep them fit, the squad's going to be there to hopefully we will be able to rotate. And that's, I think, something that we've criticised the size of the squad and all these different things. But look at the players we're able to bring on and look at the starting lineup. And that's without the likes of Romero, with the likes of Van der Ven, without Solanke. Ian Davis was missing today. So I think the squad is underrated and it's better than people give it credit for. I've said it all season. But I think the injury crisis did expose where our squad is weakest, I should say. And I think that was found out during the season. But I think when everyone's fit and you look at the squad today, I think there's a lot to be excited about and positive about. I really do. So positive win. We need to keep this up. We need to keep going. We need to carry on with this momentum. We're not gonna. It's not gonna be.
Keep putting me in the mud, Sonny.
Son has put Barry in the mud. 3 wins in a row. So I think it's really positive, and let's keep going. Arsenal lost as well to put a cherry on top of the day. So absolutely fantastic.
That hasn't happened often this season.
Lost at home to West Ham. If there's any thought of them catching Liverpool, surely that's gone now with that
8
loss.
points behind now.
Yeah, and Liverpool.
They've almost got a free hit tomorrow against City now.
Yeah, all of a sudden it's a free hit. But look, now it's your chance to have your say, because we're going to get you guys on. That was our instant match reaction. But unfortunately, it's going to have to be a shorter instant match reaction. Sorry, it's going to have to be a shorter fan show today because they're getting ready for a boxing watch along here in the studio. So we're going to have to cut it to about 40 minutes. So do get on while you can, and we'll try and get as many people on as possible. Before we get the first one on, let me just...
Yeah, while we're waiting for this first person to come on, you might recognise him from tearing banners up or being at the front of the protests from last week. We're just waiting for Sim to finish what he's doing, and
1 sec.
he's still doing it. But yeah, you might recognise this young lad.
Let me
Up to no good, and it's Matty.
All right, let's get Matty K on. Matty, thanks for coming on, my friend. Let me just. Oh no, I can't hear him. Is it because it's plugged into?
We can't hear him.
Hello.
Oh no, I can hear him now. I can hear him now.
Big up, guys.
Big up to you, Matty. Appreciate you calling in. 4-1 win today against Ipswich. It's only an Ipswich team sitting in 19th, but what did you make of what you saw today?
A win is a win. Arsenal lost. Tottenham won. 3 points. That's 3 wins in a row. 2 clean sheets. Sonny got 2 assists. Maddy's got an assist. Spence got a goal. Johnson 2 goals. You can't ask for more. I mean, whether it was lucky, I mean, I don't think we deserve to win. I think the fact that we scored a 2 in the second half is because of our confidence. What I've been saying is for months when we've not had Johnson is we've been missing Johnson, the Johnson type player that stays on the wing and comes into the box to get those tap-ins. That's what we've been missing. Because Kulusevski at right winger, he can't do that. He drifts into the cam position way too much. He can't exploit that role as much as Johnson. Johnson has improved massively for me. The first goal where he came into the defence, he ran round and in, which he didn't do last season. I mean, he's improved massively for me. Spence, another great game. That's like 3 or 4 man of the matches in a row now. I think he got the man of the match. But about Spence, I think he's a little overrated. I think you doggy showed quite a lot today.
Overrated?
I mean, Spence is a great player, don't get me wrong. But the fact that so many managers haven't been playing him, haven't rated him, and then he's come in. Yes, he's been our best player this season. I completely agree. But I want him to start over Udogie Yamporo. But yeah, I think he's getting a little overrated. The fact that we didn't take Kulu off when he looked so tired. I mean, Kulusevski, he looked drained. No one can deny that. That goal was brilliant. That run, that goal, that dribble, everything was really good about that goal. But he looked so drained. Everyone can see it. He ages.
But he got the goal. But he got the goal though, didn't he?
Yeah, but you could see he couldn't track back. He couldn't do anything. He looked so tired. When we have Mikey Moore on the bench, when we had Odebear on the bench, I mean Odebear came on, but why didn't Mikey Moore come on and take up that role when we have him on the bench? Why do we need to drain?
But Decky he sealed the game with the goal. So was he not justified in leaving him out there when he got the goal?
I get that, but you can't say that because every game he's playing 90 minutes. Every single game without a doubt. Why don't we keep Maddison on for a bit longer? Why don't we play Maddison for a bit longer? Why don't we bring on Moore? Why don't we bring on Odebear earlier? I just don't understand because we have to play. We're going to start Kulu on Wednesday. We all know that because Ange doesn't not start him, and he's going to play all day, all night Wednesday. He's going to be completely drained. Then we're going to ask him to play the whole of Alkmaar match, and he's getting too drained. He was so good at the beginning of the season, but the fact that he's not on those levels anymore for me is because he's so tired. And yeah, for me, Maddison is our best player. He's the best player we've had in the last 2 years, in my opinion. He shows the most on the pitch. He gets the numbers. He gets the assists. He gets the goals. People don't like him. I don't understand why. When he's given the space, he's our key player. He's not given the space though. With Udogie and Poro inverting into him, with Solanke dropping back, with Kulu drifting into him, with Saar and Bentacle going too deep into him, I just don't see how he can thrive. But Maddison, when he does thrive, he gets the goals. He controls the game. I want him to be captain when he starts because he can control the game a lot better than Sonny. Vicario as well could be a captain, but a goalkeeper as a captain is a weird thought. But again, Maddison, he just shows so much. And with his dribbles, with his passes over the top, round the back, I mean, he's so much better than Kulusevski for me. But 3 wins on a bounce, 2 clean sheets in our last 3. Scarlett for me, he's shown lots. I mean, in the Elfsberg game, he came on, he got a goal, he got an assist. He showed a physical presence. Today, he showed a massive physical presence for me. He obviously got an assist today. That was a great header. That to be that physical, to get that header at 20 years old is brilliant. Gray in the midfield. Gray's annoying me now because he should be playing in midfield. Not Gray, sorry, Ange is annoying me. Why isn't Gray been playing in midfield? Why isn't he even being tried out in midfield? Yes,
We didn't have another centre back, Matty.
yeah. Today I understand that, but we have had centre backs in previous
Yeah, but
games.
Matty, let's talk about today. We're talking about a lot of problems that we've had over the season, but we did win 4-1 today. In a
Yeah.
Come on,
comprehensive
mate. You
victory.
know, Simmons
Come on.
sat in here like the
Yeah,
cat.
I was thinking, how much did we lose by today when Matty was going on? I was like, did we win? I thought we won 4-1.
Who got man of the match? By the
come
way?
on.
Was it Johnson or was it Jed Spence? Don't know.
As in, who was your man of the match, Matty?
Yeah, who was your man of the
Mine,
match?
um, Johnson. I mean,
Johnson.
2 goals in his first half an hour of playing football in a few months. It's very impressive. I mean, sorry, I've been saying all the negative things because I'm just ranting about the last few months of Ange. But it was a good game today. I thought we were going to lose it. I predicted a win, but I thought we were going to lose it.
You predicted a win, but you thought you were going to lose it, Matt. You're not. Your rant on Ange is not going to deflate it. Sim's got his shield out, mate. He's got his shield there, ready to deflect all of the Ange hate.
Any and all criticism shall be deflected.
Exactly. It's like Gandalf when he's on the bridge with the stick. Thou shalt not pass. Sim's there not letting anyone pass, Matty. Not letting anyone pass. He's not. You're not going to break him. You're not going to break him.
To be fair, what I saw of Ange today, he did adapt more than he did in previous games because Ange did adapt at half time because he saw what was happening. We were 2-1 down. I thought they were going to win 3-2 at half time. But the fact that we did get those 2 goals, we secured it off. We didn't come out the second half looking like we were doing that. But then when we got that goal from who scored the third goal?
Spence.
Yes, Spence. When we got that goal, then we were comfortable the rest of the game. I mean, it's like, look at Liverpool. When we were 1-0 down, we had the sitting back, low block. We didn't know what to do. And then we didn't adapt throughout the whole game. When we were 2-0, 3-0, 4-0 down, we didn't adapt. But today we did see a bit of that. The fact that Ange is still here is crazy to me. Like, crazy. I thought after Leicester he'd be gone, after Arsenal, after Villa, after Liverpool. I don't know why he's still here. I don't know how he's still here. But,
get used to it, Matty. He's staying.
Oh my God.
Get used to it.
Matty, there's no point. You can't do it.
Get comfy in your chair and get comfy looking at Ange Ball because it's coming. It's going to be here until the end of the season at the very least. So there's no need.
No, exactly, Matty, exactly. Exactly. That's the exact reaction we all have every time we see Sim has been incredible. We're all in the mud. We're all doing this. We're all doing that. It's crazy. Honestly.
Do you think, Matty? After the win today, is there signs that our form, is starting to turn?
No, it's complete luck.
No.
Man United are just shocking. So we beat them 1-0, scrappy. They should have scored and they should have won. Today, it's an Ipswich side. You have to remember, they haven't been in the Prem for 25 years, and we've beaten them by 3 goals. That's not impressive by any stretch. We're meant to be a big club. We didn't show much today. It's an Ipswich side, but we have to remember. And we lost to them 1-0. McKenna, he tactically outsmarted Ange beginning of the season. Today was a bit better, but I don't see a lot. I mean, our midfield today, it was clueless, I think. Bentancur did not know what he was doing. He didn't know whether he was playing as like a CDM or a cam. Like he was just, he was going around too much. I mean, I didn't even know Bentancur was playing. You barely saw him, except like 1 pass. I mean, a win is a win, and we can't forget we're 11 points off top 4, which is crazy to me because the form we're in, 11 points is all it is to get top 4. But
don't give us more encouragement.
So you're believing, Matty? Come on, God. 11 points. Believe, feel it.
Hope's different to believe.
Exactly. Look, Matty, appreciate you coming on, mate. Always appreciate your time and your views. We'll see you very soon, mate.
Big up, mate.
Big up.
Come on, Matty. Well,
oh my God.
Only 11 points.
I
Brian.
can't do that. I can't do this.
Only 11 points.
I can't.
Let's get the king on. Royalty. Let's get Wes the king.
Emerson.
Come on, Wes.
Big
Big up. How you doing, Wes? I feel like I haven't seen you in a while. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys? Been in college. I'm at university right now, so that's probably the reason. But I've been, of course, keeping up. I look at y'all stream all the time.
Listen, you're not the only person to have switched off over the last 3 months, I think it's fair to say. But look, 3 wins in a row and he's back. He's back in action and he's back talking about Tottenham. Tell me about today. Did we get lucky? Was 4-1 a fair result? What do you think?
I think 4-1 was a fair result after we got some control. We got some good opportunities and we took it. I think I understand what the last person was saying, but I think some of the stuff was a little interesting. Saying that Spence is overrated is crazy because he's been the best players. It's not his fault that managers didn't see something in him, and Ange didn't see something in him as well. And I think Ange need to take responsibility of that. That okay, he was completely wrong about him. I think a lot of managers are clearly wrong about him. Clearly, because he's a baller. It's clear as day that he could play. I don't see no attitude problem. I haven't heard not one attitude problem because remember that was reports that started to come out about him when he was on loan and then when he wasn't getting minutes and stuff like that. And you see that he's a professional player and he's been able to play and fight for the team, fight for the badge, and he's come along and very good. And to me, I think he does deserve to start over Porro or even over Udoji if that's the situation because he's played to earn that. But that's my little take on that. But I completely disagree on that. I think also with Ange, it's not his fault that 14 or 15 of his players got injured, especially 2 of his starting center backs. I think any manager will be in a fireable position if that happened to them because you're going to lose games. That's just a whole bunch of quality.
Arsenal today losing 1-0 home to West Ham because they had a few injuries.
That's like a whole bunch of quality that's not now unavailable to use. You don't really have a bench because you got to go to youth players. That just is what it is. I don't understand how people don't understand that. He can't help that. He can't do anything about that. I just think at the end of the day, we have, we're in a good spot. We won 2 games in a row, 3 games in a row now.
First time since December 2023.
Yeah,
that is Wes.
Yeah, we're starting to get a good momentum because he has options now. Odegaard, he's looking solid. He hasn't been able to get a whole bunch of minutes, but he's starting to get his legs under him. And you see the potential with him being a speedy winger with the dribbling and everything like that. You saw hints of it on that game. Even with Dane Scarlett, to me, he played better than Tell. I'm a little disappointed in Tell. I haven't, especially these last 3 games, I haven't really. He's a little raw. He got that goal. He did get that one goal that was that came in clutch, but I think he has attributes, that still needs a lot of work. But I do see the potential of what everybody's talking about, but he hasn't really been to me on point. I think I do think that what Scarlett did in his few minutes was more than what Tell did the whole game. I do agree. I agree on that. Man of the match is probably going to be Spence or Denzo or even Burval. Man, that dude was spinning and doing dribble feints and stuff, just going completely just waltzing past players. Burval's going to be great. Him and Archie great in the midfield in the next couple of years. In the next following future is going to be just great, especially once we get Van de Ven and Romero back and then Archie Gray can go back to his natural position. That's just so many options we now have on the midfield. That's just going to help us, especially since players like Sarr and Basuma hasn't sometimes done the job, even with Bentancur. But I think even Bentancur had a decent game. He was able to finally start to anticipate passes and they begin to the passing lanes and do what he usually does. You start to see hints of it come back. I still think he's still not all the way there because of the injuries, but you really can't blame him. It takes a while to get back to that level when you have a big injury like that. When you have situations happen that keeps him off the field. So I just think there's a lot of things going to accumulate over time this good season, but we're on a good run, and I do think this is again like very perfect for the Europa League situation. To get into a good form right now because I do think we can win that competition. I don't care really anybody say it. I know we've had a very down season when it comes to everything we don't went through, but I do think if you look at the other teams that we're competing against, we're definitely in one of the categories to win, to at least get to the final at least. So I think that is, and I think Ange is, of course, going to be going for that very strongly as well, because that's like our only opportunity to really get Champions League football. I think it was great. I think it was good. This was a good game, good momentum builder. We'll see what we do against Man City, and we'll see what we do in the Europa League, I think, next week.
We're obviously 3 wins in a row now. Currently, I can see it's 0-0 team Villa and Chelsea. I think we're currently 11 points off, or 10 points off 5th, I think, at the moment, as things stand. Is there any chance we can close that gap between now and the end of the season, do you think?
Mm. Oh,
Oh, so,
is he?
well, who's talking?
Who's talking?
Yeah,
Who's talking?
yeah. I think I'm on.
Wait, can you mute whoever's in the background, Sammy? I can
Yeah.
hear someone else talking.
I was like, Wes just spoke like.
Yeah, no.
I was like, wow, that was a bit weird.
Sorry, go on, Wes.
Okay. I think for sure we can. Not fifth. I think that's kind of out the waters now. We have to really win. We have to win out like a lot of our games that's left in the Prem to really get to fifth. To get to your one of those spots like that. I do think we can get back into top 10. I think that's possible. Which would that'd be a lot better finishing than where we are right now. But I do think we have the momentum to at least finish maybe top 8, top 9, somewhere through there. I have to be realistic because we have games where we'll lose against a team like Ipswich, but luckily we didn't today. But we've had that early in the season that's hurt us points wise. So I can't say with this team, especially even when Van der Ven and Romero come back, they're going to have to get their legs under them. They're going to have to get back into playing shape. It's going to take a while even for them when they do come back, even though it would be great once they're here. Yeah, it would be a better team, but it's still going to take them a while to get to full fitness. And while everybody throughout the season for our opponents, they've been playing, so they're already at full fitness. And, so it's just different dynamics that, we may have like an odd game here where we may drop points. So I don't want to say that, hey, we're just going to gain 10 points and just storm up the table like that. I just don't think that's realistic. But I do think we can at least get back into top 10.
All right, Wes. Appreciate your time as always, mate. Thanks for joining the call, and we'll see you very soon.
Yes, sir. I'll see y'all guys. Y'all have a good one.
Cheers, Wes. I can see Chelsea have taken the lead at Villa Park. Enzo Fernandez with the goal there.
Oh,
so
yeah,
Chelsea
am
won
I
up.
going to get mud in stereo now from Brains? Is he going to come and mud me about Sonny and my
Absolutely.
take on Emerson?
Let's get him on. It's the Count Modular, Brains McLeod. Gav, thanks for coming on, my friend.
I honestly, I genuinely wanted to come on and have my Stell moment and mud him. But you get away with it, Sim.
After a 4-1 win. Come on, boys.
Sim gets away with it, but I don't think I'm going to get away with it, am I, Sim?
Harry, you absolute moron. You've had this coming a while, Barry. You've had this coming a while. Sonny rubbed his nuts all over your chin today, my friend.
Okay.
He's been bashing Sonny on the reg for weeks and weeks on end. Come on.
All right, let's see what he does on Wednesday night.
Give Sonny some props.
I'll give him some props for 2 assists, but is that not what he's paid to do, Sim? Is that what he's paid to do?
Barry, it's not just the assist, it's the feet, it's the movement, it's the speed, all of which you said were gone. You said he was gone.
It's Ipswich, Brains. It's Ipswich, mate. Get some perspective. It's not Real Madrid. He hasn't done that in the Bernabeu, has he?
Tell me this, Barry. When was the last time you ever seen Emerson Royale do
lift a trophy?
anything good?
Okay, cool. Anything good? Well, he lifted a trophy a few weeks ago. And Milan are also losing since Carl Walker's there. So, anyway.
Spurs and Milan's worst signing ever.
Yes, I'm in the mud. Yes, I've been bashing Sonny, but it's only Ipswich. I want him to do it again. I'm not gonna be like Josh and blame the reverse psychology that he's trying to claim, because he's got it coming for him later. Don't you worry about that. But I'll give him his dues. Today, Sonny was the Sonny of old. Let's see more of it.
Gav, what did you think of the the overall performance and what you saw today?
Now, after that first 5 minutes, I was like, here we go again. Like, we honestly, we could have been 3-0 down. And it was just, they got their feet, and you can understand it because obviously, Danzel comes in. 1 minute he's got Davies, next minute he's got Gray. It's you can get that it's defense is all about partnerships, so it's obviously going to be a little bit of a chaos. Yeah. And I feel like he ended up showing his class, and he is a good defender. I think he's a great signing. I think he's potentially even better than Romero. I don't rate Romero, but I think Romero loses his head every time he plays. But Danzo did cause that goal. Like, he did absolutely just fluff on the ball, and then he just lay there. He didn't get back to his feet, and he just lay there. And where did the ball get cut back to? Right where his position is. So they should never have got that goal. They should have got maybe 3 goals, but they should never have got that goal. And but other than that, like he came back in the game and he actually showed a bit of mentality. I like the way he tries to break the lines and he makes himself available for the 1-2 backwards inside. Like he's a really good player. I thought Bergvall was superb today. I think Bergvall, for me, like just from everything I've seen, not just like where he was before, he's a better footballer than Kulusevski. Like Kulusevski is a guy who has moments, and Kulusevski's got a killer shot. He's got a beautiful shot on him. But over all the time that you'll watch him, I guarantee you, the stuff that Bergvall does, the way that he causes space, the way he drops shoulder, he can go both ways. He's a bit of Maddison and a bit of Kulusevski. He's got everything you need to play every position of the mid. Do you know what I mean? So for me, I thought Bergvall ran the game. I think that the kid Matty was saying that Bentancur, you kind of didn't see much of Bentancur, but that's kind of good. That's his job. Like he's not playing as a 10, but he did run the whole of the middle of the midfield. So in the way that Ange plays, he doesn't play with 10s. Like he plays with 2 8s. So that's why you never see, like, I watch it and I'm kind of going like, Kulusevski is just basically always on the right wing. Like I'm just seeing him never really pick up the ball centrally or anywhere else. But it's because of the design of how Ange wants it. He just plays with like 2 8s, And the thing about Bergvall is he doesn't stay in the left side 8. Bergvall kind of goes everywhere. He goes and plays. A lot of the time, Bergvall was winning the ball like 5 yards from Kulusevski. Like where Kulusevski should be covering the ball, Bergvall was winning the ball. And so for me, it's like, I just don't think Kulusevski he's not a midfielder. He doesn't do anything in the midfield for me. The amount of times in a game that you will watch Kulusevski get the ball, he's got 10 yards space around him, and what happens? You just see a defender come in, bang, take the ball off him. Like, honestly, for me, even when he scores a goal, I leave games going, I honestly would just rather him get a red card or just get off the pitch so he can get his legs back, because I feel like we have such a good player in Kulusevski, and we just haven't seen it. Like we haven't seen it for
didn't you see it for the 4th goal?
But like, I mean, they're dead at that point. He gets a touch. It's a beautiful finish. Like that's what I mean. He's got a moment. He's got a moment in him. But when was the last time he did anything? Can you genuinely, can anyone remember? When was the last time he did anything really creative? Like
he got an assist for Tell's goal, didn't he, in the FA Cup?
A decent cross, but like, was he creative with it? Like, if you think about Maddison, if you think about per second, what you expect when you watch Maddison, what you expect from him, right? Because he goes one way, goes the other, he drops a player on his ass.
Like his assist today.
He does all these. He does a lovely assist, dribbling through players. Apparently, Odebert's the only dribbler we've got. Like what? Like Spence was dribbling all day, Bergvall dribbling all day, Maddison dribble all day. Like they've all got a bit of something. And yet, when I think about Kule's performances, like where's his dribbles gone? Where's his holding the ball up? Where's his interlinking play? I don't see it anymore, and it's really weird. And are we going to constantly just keep saying that he's not there because of he's played so many minutes? Are we going to just keep saying that? Because I don't think he's ever going to be benched. I don't think he's ever going to get a rest. So we have to get used to this is what we've got with Kulusevski. And the thing is, last season and the season before, there was these periods through the season where there was big debates about, we've just got to let Kulusevski go. He's had it every season. He's never had a season where he just goes a whole season being really good. He just has a little burst, and then we go, oh my God, he could be the best player. But then he goes away again. And it's just so weird. It's like, he might come out this season actually having like maybe top goal scorer or, have really good, a really good season for stats. But can you honestly sit there and say that he's really been that good?
Well, over the last month or so, I'd agree. But I think
Yeah,
other than
it's
that,
been
other than
about
that,
10 games.
Yeah, but even in that 10 games, he's still doing stuff. He's still providing the odd goal and the odd assist. He's not being like, it's not like he's doing nothing. But I agree. Like, even today, I wasn't happy with him. He was having a really poor game before
So
he
what does it
before he
take for
scored the
Ange
goal.
to take him off the pitch and like give it?
But he
give
got the
him a
goal,
break?
so keeping him on worked.
But no, but that's like that kind of reductive type of thinking, like where, oh, okay, one thing happened, but what you could have got if you give him a bit of rest. What if say he doesn't come out for the second half? We win 3-1. But how do you know that say Mikey Moore comes on there or say someone else comes on there and they don't tear up shop and have the game of their life? How do you know?
How do you know they come on and aren't good and
That's
and
why I
that
mean it's a
fourth
straw
goal?
man.
You know what I mean?
That's what I mean. You can't prove either way. You just have to go, okay, well, he got like the good thing is that he got that goal and maybe that kind of gives him, like confidence maybe. Maybe that's
You can see
why
there's a lot of
Ange-
relief in that celebration when
You
he
can see
celebrated
he
the goal.
celebrated
Yeah.
like he knew that he should be doing a lot better than he is. He almost looked like he was going to cry. It was like I needed that so badly because footballers, we can sit here all day and players and fans can go, oh, he's my favorite player. We can rate them. We don't actually know what's going on in their life. Like he knows he should be better. He knows he should. As soon as all the commentators, because there's a bit of a lag between what we see every week and what commentators talk about and what pundits talk about. Because as soon as they all started to say, oh, this guy's been the Spurs' best player, he was already 4 or 5 games into like dreadful performances. So it was like they were late. And then people are watching, they're talking about it. They do a whole previews before games, and he has his worst game ever. And so for me, it's been like weeks and weeks and weeks of seeing a potentially good player we got flirted with. It's almost like Ange. The first 10 games, you think, oh my God, we're the greatest manager in the world. It's the same with Kulu. He has 8 games playing like a world-class player, and then it's gone. It just doesn't come back. So I hope that goal is going to bring something back for him.
Talk to me about 2 players who made their returns to the 11 today, Doggy and Brennan, getting their first starts since coming back from injury. How do you feel like they got on today?
I thought Destiny was pretty good. Didn't look like he's carrying the trauma of the injury because like there was that ball that was going out and he got there, tipped it along the line, got in behind. He looked like he was. Did he play the? He came off, didn't he? Came off at some point, didn't he?
Yeah, came off on the hour.
Yeah, and then to be fair, Spence went on that side and got a goal. So I mean, it wasn't that dominating performance from what's his face, Doggy, but it was all right. It was good. It was good considering he had no game time, no little like runouts. And I thought Brennan Johnson. Here's the thing about Brennan Johnson. I don't know about you guys, but for me, Brennan Johnson is not a winger. There's 2 big things that my huge takeaways from that game, and it just blows my mind when a manager can't see it and just quickly just try it for 5 minutes. Brennan Johnson is not a winger, and Tell is not a centre forward. Brennan Johnson is the guy. He as a second striker, he should be the 9 when our 9 isn't there. It's like he can tap a ball in the back of the net. He can get into the centre and tap you a 4-yard goal. So why not play him as the striker? Why do we have to watch cross after cross go into the box and there's no one there? Just have Brennan play as the 9. Tell, he's got a bit of pace. He can't hold a ball up for shit. He's not a striker.
Can Brennan hold the ball up?
Tell can't hold the ball up for shit.
I'm saying but can Brennan? You're saying you want him in the 9?
Well, Brennan's a little bit stronger body-wise. He's got a little bit something about him. Brennan will probably try and go for that assist that Dane gets. Brennan probably does get that head on, whereas Tell doesn't win that. So it's look at Dane. Dane at least has been like blood into like English football and the kind of the roughness of it and just like the kind of stress that you're going to get on the pitch. I think he comes on and he just compounds Tell's bad performance. I think Dane was like way better than Tell. And it's kind of like that's why we shouldn't really blow players up before it's time because Tell might have got 1 goal, but I haven't seen anywhere near enough. I would send him back. If this is what we've got as a player, I would send him back because I don't think he has the profile as a winger that we need, and he's definitely not a striker. So But
Is it
to
too
be
early
fair,
to tell that? He's only started a few games.
yeah,
You've got to give him.
it's just when you come in like when you come in like that mid-season, you think you're gonna. He's got rested legs. Like you think, go and like give it, like, and it's not for a lack of trying. You can see that he is trying. It's just that he is not the player to play in those situations with the ball into feet to try spin or to hold it up. He's not that guy. He really isn't that guy.
When it comes to just talking about Brennan though, and 2 goals again today. That's what I think is 14 in all competitions, 9 in the Premier League. First start back after that injury. Do you feel like we've maybe missed him a bit more than people give it credit for? Because the guy, whatever you want to say about him, he's frustrating as hell sometimes, and he'll have stinkers. But the guy gets goals consistently.
This is what I mean. Like, for me, he is one of the best finishers in the club, and he just understands and he reads the play of getting on the end of balls, whereas like no one else really does it that well. He might be the best at getting on the end of a cutback than anyone in the club. So I always want to see him in the 9. Like I just don't along the wing and the way we play, rushing balls out to like the byline. That's asking a bit much for players like him who doesn't really have the technical ability to like do really smart stuff. Today I was really, that stuff is hard for Sonny, and it's just the nature of the play. Sonny actually did get a lot of really beautiful like little one-touch passes inside. Those are hard to do. They're hard to execute, and especially on the right side as well. You're looking for an outside of the flick inside. It's not easy stuff to do, or just hold the ball and go back. You could see Jed Spence was giving Archie crap today when he kept passing the ball flat to him. And we pass the ball out flat on the wrong foot to players all the time. And it makes it so hard it makes it all they can do is go back. If you pass the ball, if you give them a chance to turn and go and like pass the ball in the line of their run, and you see Spence was like telling Archie, he was like, stop passing the ball flat to me. It's like, there's space, give it to me on my run so we can get on the front foot. So it's like, so there's a bit of that going on a lot of the time, but I just don't think the way we play that Brennan is the guy for the wing roles. That's why I'd like to see, before casting too much of a judgment on Tell, I'd like to see him on one of the wings. It's a bit of a waste if you're going to put him in that central position, which is in the Premier League. That is the wolf slayer, man. You can't put a lightweight player in there. Even Sonny doesn't really handle it in there if you put him in. It's too easy to close and push light players off the ball,
Okay, in terms of the bigger picture though, Gav, 3 wins on the trot in the Premier League.
Bigger picture.
The bigger picture. We got 3 wins.
Shameless. He's shameless.
We got 3 wins on the trot in the Premier League now.
Son,
are we back? Are things
Sam,
turning?
Are you saying that we're on a run? Are you saying that we're on a run?
Is 3 games in a row not a mini run? A small run?
That's not a mini run. For Spurs,
when does a run start, Brains?
No, at least 5 games, minimum 5, but probably not even. I think a run is like 6, 7 games, then onwards. But you can't even really call it.
But we haven't won 3 games in a row since last year. I think December 23. So
but this is what you're doing, Sam. You're celebrating like being bad. You're celebrating the fact that we've been bad for so long that you finally get to celebrate 3 wins.
I'm celebrating a win. I'm just asking the question: are things? Do you see any evidence that things are starting to turn yet? That we could maybe really start to get to the level that we've shown at other times under Ange?
Well, yeah, I think there is evidence for that because we actually brought a really good defender in, and he's brought a bit of Cam at the back. We managed to get Vicario back, so him plus Vicario is really, obviously you're going to get Cam. And then like it's just, there's still so many problems with it. You know what I mean? So I think Danzo needs a bit of time. I think he needs a partner to be consistent alongside him. And then you'll start to see that we will probably, the good thing is we've only conceded 1 goal in 3 games. That's really impressive. But we are still problematic. And as soon as you brought Porro on, again, you saw that there was problems on that side. Even though he was quite good at, like, he blocked a ball that was right across the goal. He does some all right stuff, Porro. It's just that I don't know if Porro fully understands the the positional way to play how he wants those. And when you see in Destiny and Spence together, I feel like they totally got positionally how to play. Like I think they got that solid, you know. And also both of them have the physicality and the strength to give a winger some space, and then they close him really quickly and they don't let the crosses come in. Whereas Paro doesn't have that space. He gives the guy the space because he wants him to push him to the line, and then he doesn't have the space to like really block him out. But honestly, I don't think there was any really bad performances. I just felt like there was one or two really, really strong performances. I thought Jed was good again. I thought Bergvall was absolutely superb. I thought Sonny was showing signs. I wouldn't say he's back, but I think he's showing signs. And just considering that, like, for his goal contributions, like he's had an injury this season. He's come back from an injury and he's still playing the way he is. I think it's absolutely incredible, you know, for him to be 32, to be able to get a hamstring injury and come back and still continue scoring and setting up goals is quite beautiful to see.
Will Ange still be here next season, Brains?
Man, I hope not. I just don't see the system being the best for what we've got unless he gets a control of the transfer window and gets to bring in exactly who he wants. But just the type of players that we bring in certain areas, I would love to see Ange if he had like an Eze come in. I'd love to see him if we had some like genuinely big name, good quality players come in. But if we're going to keep getting young players, we're going to keep just being a developing side. And that's what I mean. Like this is all this season's been. And it's also mostly what last season's been. We're just a developing team because you can have 11 senior players, but this is what the new normal is in the Premier League, is that you're going to go through an injury crisis every season. So you're going to need 25, 30 players. And I think you need a little bit more seniority. That's not to say that players like Bergvall, you know, I would consider him a senior player now. Like he's undroppable for me. Players like Archie Gray will be absolutely superb, you know, in the coming season. So these are all like there's been a strange amount of positives that have come out of the hell that we've been enduring with Ange, you know. And who knows that if he did have two really strong 11s, you know, with a mixture of youth and senior players, that he might be able to do stuff. But I just think there's still so many problems with the system. But yeah, if he wins the Europa League, for me, that's the only way he stays. I don't know about everyone else, but that's the only way he stays. Win the Europa League and get us, like I said, well, you should probably tell everyone, me and you, Sam, have a bet on. What is it? So I win if
you win if Tottenham. Well, we've got two separate bets. One of them is Tottenham to win Europa, and the other one is Tottenham. And the other one is Tottenham to finish 8th or higher.
So
it's the two bets.
Wait, say that again. So
Tottenham. So if Tottenham don't win Europa, then you win. That bet, and if Tottenham finish below 8th, you win.
Yeah, so I'm on for money basically. You hate money.
What do you mean? We're how many points of 8th are we now?
Wow, brains. Stranger things happen, mate. Emerson Royals won a trophy before Harry Kane and Heung-min Son. So
we were 7 points from 8th. Gav,
Jesus Christ!
I'm shameless. I've got to be shameless somehow today because Sim is
basking in the glory of three.
Barry, have you bought your tickets for the final, for the Europa League final?
Why would I do that?
Because she did it before, you idiot.
No, we've booked the hotel. Yeah, the hotel's booked just to be safe. It's reserved. It's not paid for.
Because you believe, Barry. There's a small thing inside of you that really believes.
Something inside so strong.
Exactly. Oh, no.
All right, get me out of here. This. Wow.
Brains, lovely to see you, my friend. Thanks for calling in. And I'll speak to you soon.
All right, see you guys later. Peace out.
That was Brains McLeod in the house. I think that's unfortunately going to have to end the show there because they have a boxing watch along in studio, so we are going to have to make a move. But appreciate everyone who watched the watch along. Appreciate everyone who called in and sent any chats and interacted with the stream. I want to thank Barry, who was with me for all the drama that went on today, and we ended up with 3 points. Everyone goes home happy. See you all, guys, very, very soon. Like, subscribe, and comment. And as always, come on, you Spurs.